What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, here with some more Fairytale Fables, and I've been playing a decent amount. As you can see, I've really only been playing asynchronous games, just like before bed and stuff, and I've basically, at this point, played like every comp except for stars. But most other things I've experimented around with a little bit. Piggy Bank, kind of interesting, or Dionysus. Dionysus is kind of cool, but pretty random and kind of falls off later in the game. I do think he potentially gives you an interesting start, and if you do hit on an upgraded high-level character, it's potentially pivot-worthy. We'll play Dionysus. I feel like that keeps me allowed to like play different stuff. And you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I can never buy something turn 1 with Dionysus, even if I roll into a free roll. So I think let's just pick up either the Black Sheep or Smiling Sprout. There is part of me that also wants to pick up Bluebell just to try out stars, but this is like part of my problem with stars. I've played Bluebell before. I don't know, doesn't seem good. I'm just going to pick up the sheep, even though we probably don't lose any of these early fights because we have Dionysus, and then I do think I like locking on to Elementary Insight here as a nice little way to buff myself up and make sure I don't lose any early fights and take any easy damage. So we'll take a free roll. That's going to give me a bored Farm Boy. And I suppose I could lock onto that for next turn. Forgot that I would be able to roll and pick up an upgraded character this turn. So it was probably a mistake to even do what I did by locking onto that spell. I think I'll just grab Elaine and give her some oranges here, and then plan to pick up the Farm Boy next turn. I could go like Farm Boy and then roll twice, and it gives me a new character to lock for Dionysus. This seems reasonable. Oh, this guy's got to go in the front, though. And then roll twice. Could also go for an Elementary Insight or for a Makeshift Shield. Both of those things are honestly fine. I think the shield is probably good because it banks the gold, and then I can use the free roll next turn and potentially land on a level 3 character. So let's do that. I think my camera's in a fine place. Didn't really look it over too much here, but what am I blocking? Just the turn number? I could move that. Yeah, this way we don't block the turn number there, because that can sometimes be interesting to see. So we could take a bunch of extra gold, but I do think leveling up is probably pretty good on this hero. So let's roll, and we find an upgraded Snow White plus an additional Snow White. Well, I guess I'll try out dwarves then, huh? So let's just pick up Snow White for now. I'm going to backline her, so that way the Farm Boy can more likely land on this pair of cards. And let's even put that on Snow White. And then I'm going to lock a second one and start to look for dwarves next turn. Seems reasonable. Seems pretty powerful. So now basically every time I buy a dwarf, I'm getting +3/+3 in free stats. Any dwarves? No. See a pirate gunner. I'm going to roll and try to find a dwarf. So I do find one dwarf here. There's also an upgraded the Fool, which I don't think is something I'm super interested about. So let's just do this and then freshen up. And I'll lock onto 2 more dwarves here. That's a big grown-up Hansel. We are able to take it down, though, and get ourselves a tie. All right, I'll take this. I'll take this. And because these are synced up, I'll grab 2 tier 3 treasures at the exact same time. Sword Squire, not super interesting. Let's do one more roll. I will potentially lock if we see a dwarf. I could also swap out this shield for this shield. Basically 1 gold for a Princess White. So Snow White now counts for dwarves and items. I think that that's actually a good use of my gold to end the turn. So I kind of actually want to frontline Snow White and backline both of the dwarfies. So that way she gets more stats from that. Seems fine. They are able to take down my princesses, but that's about where it ends. Javi. I almost like rolling here rather than just picking up Javi, but I think he's reasonable enough. If you are going to wind up playing dwarves, he just gets so much stats. So let's try that out. We get Rapunzel. I don't even know what this character does. Like, I mean, it's just stats. It's fine. It's good with Good Boy and stuff, but ultimately not super exciting. Let's roll. I'll take another dwarfy, and then I think I sell out of Elaine. Oh, but I have to lose the fight. That's probably worth it. Alright, so let's get lose the fight, win the war. And then we have to figure out exactly how much of this stuff we've got to cut. This trades with... This trades with the parrot. So I could actually see doing something weird like this. Wait, yeah, this. I feel like this makes it pretty likely for me to just like barely lose, which is exactly what I'm going for. Wait, how much does the parrot have? 9? I could play this too. This probably trades with it. Great. Alright, they put their parrot in a weird position there, but it's fine. Take a bunch of damage, get an XP, worthwhile trade. A pair of detectives' apprentices here. It's actually pretty good. 1 more dwarf and I get 2 treasures though, so let's figure out what my dwarf is going to be. Not going to pick up the parrot. Our hero power's mostly been useless, however, the 1 Snow White that we found is incredibly useful. We can also grab 1 more XP here, which seems good. And then I could just take the curved sword for the pair of treasures. I think I will do that. Let's put that on Javi. So I could take Seer's Sphere. I wasn't really planning on playing mages, but I think this is the best treasure, and we'll see if we can just hatball. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to turn down a hatball. I might actually turn down mana asceticism now in favor of some mages. We can still play a strong board for now with this. Let's see if we can find any mages. Yeah, here's an apprentice owl. Here's another tier 3 treasure. Let's grab Ari first. Baby Mimic would have been really good on either of these, but I think I will still grab it and potentially make it work with something in the future. And then I'll finish off the turn with the Apprentice Owl. Could take lose the fight, win the war, but I don't think I'm planning on losing anymore. So I think we will just run it like this. There is another Javi here. I can actually miss that. And there's good tier 4 treasures with this bunch of spells as well. But I think I'd rather pick up like a bunch of monster books. So I think that's what I'm going to move towards prioritizing now. I just don't want to waste a bunch more gold on dwarves. I'd almost rather like gamble on tier 2 treasures and see what happens. Alright, here's Crystal Sage. Tier 5 treasures I do believe also have something in store for me. Try to cast some spells though. I'll go here. This is fine because I'm using up all my mana here anyways. 2 leftmost. Sure. Alright. We do get the Slay with Crystal Sage. That's really good. We aren't going to get that bonus XP, but I wasn't really caring about the bonus XP too much. I just cast it because it was a spell and I had 1 gold left. So I felt like that was reasonable to do. They really want me to use that spell though. I'm going to ignore it for now. Sure. Any spell's a good spell. I mean, Dr. Watson would be good here. I just think we've got too much of a payoff in the treasures we already have. I feel like Narcissus could be good. Let's take a look at the tier 5 treasures real quick. We are in an untimed queue, so we do have the ability to do this. Anything that cares about spells here? Whenever you cast a spell, repeat it 1 time. That would be pretty solid with the Baby Mimic on it. I think that's good enough for me. Fireball's fine. We can actually start to put in these things. They're pretty reasonable stats at this point. And maybe even this. Finish off with this just because it pumps up the Snow Whites and banks the gold. We could try to go for the Javis again, but I think I'm over that. Yeah. Let's do this for now. I do tend to default to playing mages a lot just because I'm like somewhat comfortable with it, and I do think it's reasonably powerful as well. I think Arcane Spellbook is probably worth picking up. It means I can scale anything. For right now, we'll just be scaling this. We could scale a Smiling Sprout with the Spellbook. It's not unreasonable. Let's see what tier 5 treasures we got access to. Do we find the double cast one? We do not. This is not good enough. So this is going to be either a skip or a reroll. And I think it's a reroll. Because I think one of the best treasures that we can find is the one that I pointed out already. And I think I'm good enough with Fireball to end the turn off. And then looking for a Mage. Not going to find it. Could lock onto Morpholot, but I think I'm just going to be done here. Morpholot does work with Narcissus, kind of. Doing pretty good with our big Crystal Sage and getting those endgame slays, so that's good. And now I've got a Witch Queen. I could take Sea Witch as well, and I think Sea Witch works pretty well with the Spellbook. So I'm into this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And that's a pretty good spell here as well. Oh, I'm out of gold. I could actually put that on Sea Witch. But I'll put it on this. And then, yeah, let's finish off with a Lightning Strike, and I'll also use my rolls. And I'll lock onto Knight's Oath. That seems pretty solid. Next turn, we will get a look at a Tier 5 treasure because of our skip. And we seem pretty strong right now, too. So we could cast 2 poison apples each fight. It's really not that bad of a use of our treasures. But I think I'm just going to re-roll it again and just look for the nuts mage build here. What is permanent attack? Okay, yeah, so this seems to work. Oh, it does use all remaining mana. Alright, I'll not then. Another Crystal Sage seems pretty good. And I'm actually going to put the spellbook here so that way we can start to grow this other one. Oh, is this a spellbook? It is. Oh, I want this. Slay being triggered in additional time is kind of cool, but I don't think it's necessary. I think this is a fine spell to end on here. There's also a pair of Narcissus. 10 gold is a lot right now. But I think I like just another chance at finding that double spell treasure. I think the sooner I find that, the better. Not that it seems like I'm at super risk of winning or losing, rather, anytime soon. Let's get rid of these guys. Grab a pair of Narcissus. Slays trigger an additional time. No, this one's just going to be a skip, because we will probably find the spell that we're looking for off the next thing. And then I'm just going to eat up one of these. So that way we can win this game with above 30 health. Oh, here's a monster book and a Witch Queen. Hecate. I definitely want this. I think I will take the monster book here as well, though. Technically should probably be doing this each turn, like putting the sword on my ranged character. I kind of just don't know if I want to remember to do that every time, but I'll do it this time. Alright, my spells are basically free at this point. My spells cost 5 less. That makes most of them free. And oh, I still do not find the treasure I'm looking for. Well, at this point, I'm just going to skip, because I think we will probably triple Witch Queen Hecate with the extra gold here from the skip. Definitely not using all of my mana on that. Dying Breath and additional time on Book Mage is kind of cool. Oh, here's an Acolyte. Yeah, I'll pick that up, because we still have room to play an additional character if we triple any of these other things. Let's grab a bunch of spells here. Oh, I did forget to move the spellbook back. That's fine. Still have too much mana to use all of it. I will just refresh it up for a free gold. Actually do think I like Dramatic Reveal now that I'm also almost out of mana. And I'm going to have to read through these. Prevent your death 1 time. Every 3 turns, get a level 3 or lower treasure. Items in your shop cost less gold. Really don't need either of these. I don't gain anything from skipping. This technically gives me passive income because I can skip the treasures, I think. So I guess I'll take this. I'm out of mana. Sea Witch, kind of cute. Arcane Spellbook, kind of interesting. But I think I'm looking to triple off one of these characters, and I think Crystal Sage is going to be a good enough triple here. Looks like another skip. So now I can put this in. Here's another Acolyte, but I'm unlikely to need that anytime soon. There we go. Okay, so now I just sell out of my bench. Actually, I think I sell out of this sword here. That's probably technically worse. All right, give me something good here, baby. After 2 rounds, transform into a treasure. So I got a bunch of things that don't interact at all with the Mimic, so I'm actually going to replace my hat. And I think I'm just going to take... Nah, it's just a random... Let's just take the pirate safe then, and then I'll try to find the last owl. Which means I am actually going to want another Acolyte on the board. For now, this is pretty solid. I actually like this a little bit better. Okay. Oh, the baby Mimic did go on to the pirate safe, so I should have kept the hat. I didn't realize how that interaction was going to work out. I thought the baby Mimic would not jump on to a treasure that couldn't be amplified, but that's fine. Another Crystal Sage is probably worth taking. And do something like this. It doesn't interest me too much. Hey, there we go. That's what interests me. Alright, so this will give me a... Wait. Oh, I think I get my level 2 treasure as well. So let's take +1 treasure choice for my level 7 treasure. The next time you find a level 3 or above treasure. Alright, well, some reading skills there would have been nice, but we'll pick up this, and now we'll try to triple the book Mage. I kind of want to play an additional one just in case this gets scammed somehow, but I'll just rock with this for a moment. I don't even know how many players are left in this lobby. I have not felt like I am hurting for stats on any of these fights, though. Yeah. Opponent manages to grab a tie against me there. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, there's still a bunch of players left in this lobby with me. And I'm really just looking for another monster book. I do need to save 1 mana to buy the monster book. So I'm going to stop casting spells now. I could find another Crystal Sage as well. I guess that's fine. And I am going to wait to cast more spells until I have not enough mana to buy a book, which would be about now. Acolyte also works easily enough. I can't buy Acolyte and the Circe's Cup, which is a little bit annoying, but I will still buy Acolyte here. And I think I do want to put in this Crystal Sage, so I will play it like this, just in case this gets attacked into immediately, which it did, but it didn't die. So it wasn't super important there. Should be an easy win regardless. And yeah, we didn't even get to attack with the Crystal Sage, but we take out Sinbad, and now I get a tier 7 treasure, and the game crashed. And we get a tier 7 treasure again. When you cast a spell on a character, also cast the spell on all your other characters 1 time. You have 2 more mana. Now, unfortunately, the Mimic is not going to follow along. But why did I get that? Why did that happen? I'm not super sure. I don't think I need an additional character. All your other characters. I could eat my entire board here with Soul Absorption. That would give me... Oh, it ignores spell repeat effects. I think that means it doesn't work. Do I try it out for science? Nah, let's not. You know what? I think I actually do like Witch Queen. With how many spells we're going to be able to cast, I think it might be pretty good. And my spells are still already basically free. Wow, another Witch Queen. This has got to be too expensive, though, now. Ah, but it's so big. It's so huge. All right, let's take it. And then I got to start casting some spellies. Except not that one. Not that one either. All right. Give me a little bit more mana. There we go. So now Dragon's Fury, I'll be able to cast this on everything. Having a full board and bench like this is also good because it means that all of the other spells like get replicated here, which just makes my other things even bigger. So that's kind of gnarly. I do really have to think about what these spell books are on because everything gets to go crazy. I do think it's worth using an Ascendance, so we're going to lock onto that, and I'm going to end this turn with a Dramatic Reveal. Next turn I get to go Ascendance and then Rummage, so that's all pretty cool. I actually think I might even just want a board like this. Yeah, and then let's finish off. Oh, I got the treasure for my hero power. That's what happened. Okay, very cool. Reach level, characters attack in reverse order, prevent your death 1 time. I don't think any of these do anything. Let's grab a level 4 treasure, though, because there are good ones. Your spell costs 1 gold less. You have 5 more mana. I think I like this for the 5 more mana. I mean, Pirate Map was what I was thinking of doing. But 5 more mana actually seems pretty decent. There's a lot I can do with that still. And then I'm just going to finish off the turn with some God Rays. Next turn I'll upgrade my entire board, which seems pretty fantastic. And then I will cast a bunch more spells. Alright. Yeah, let's start off with this. Beautiful. I could give all of my characters plus 15. That seems fine too. And then let's see some more spells here, baby. Oh, I should have taken this off and thrown it on this thing, I think, at this point. Yeah, that's a mistake, but it's fine. can't use this anymore. Just realized we are also in the finals. This opponent has 30 health, but I don't really see what they're doing other than Holy Grailing and then killing 2 of my characters for free, but it doesn't seem like they're that strong otherwise. So yeah, not super concerned. Could buy another spell book, but I think I'd rather just continue to cast spells. I can cast 9 more spells here. At some point, this Apprentice Owl has probably got to go in, so maybe I will plan on cutting this Crystal Sage and just working with these 2 at some point. All of these ranged characters, it feels like a mistake not to be playing them. I could just play an entire ranged board as well. Still not going to go for the Soul Absorption. I can do better. I think I'm actually getting to a point where I could True Love's Kiss my whole board. I will miss the trio of Witch Queens, but like if I just start finding like good boys and stuff, that could be pretty gnarly. Alright, I'm gonna run out of gold before I run out of mana here. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Alright, so we're gonna lock onto this then. And might as well just start with like this. Cool. Yeah, I've got no clue how this opponent is so healthy still at this point in the game. Does not seem like they are that strong, but either way, we should be able to take them out in a combat or 2. Cast all the targeted spells we find. I could have picked up the Mage. I really don't think anything matters at this point. This would multiply everything's attack by 2, wouldn't it? It's probably worth it at some point. Alright, definitely ending this game at above 30 health, so that's cool as well. Glad I did untimed, because that is going to give me the time to cast all of these sweet spells. And then, what should we play as our final board here? Yeah, let's definitely use a Dragon's Lesson. That is insane. Backline full of range, front line just full of this, and then let's make this the final fight. That actually seems pretty smart. If I was going to do that, I should have moved this up earlier. But I think this is still pretty fantastic. We'll see if... I mean, they're going to kill 2 of my characters from their treasures, but I think that's all they're going to be able to do here. And there you go. That's all she wrote. So that is a pretty commanding victory. Some really ridiculous treasures there. But you know what? I still got it, baby. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.